You know, I do want to apologize to Lisa Kimura, who's coming up next.
Okay.
Because that was not a good transition for us.
Well, we do. This is a really positive thing.
Yes, absolutely. And you know a lot about this too.
Here's the interesting question. I just was talking to her, and I'd forgotten about this. How large do you think a newborn baby's stomach is? It might surprise you to find this out. She's going to tell us more about that.
We're going to talk about that with the Healthy Mothers and Healthy Babies Executive Director coming up next. But first, we want to wish a couple of babies. You know, many businesses have made adjustments to their workplace environments, and so have universities and other companies. We're talking about areas that are dedicated for moms where they can express their milk or breastfeed their babies. It is, after all, the law in Hawaii. Joining us now this morning to talk, Keiki Talk this morning, is Lisa Kimura, Executive Director of Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. Good morning to you, Lisa.
Good morning.
You know, there's so many questions out there. I want to get to the state law because this is pretty brand new.
Yes.
But there's so many questions that moms have, and also dads. How long, you know, what are some of the common questions that they have?
You know, one of the most common misperceptions that a lot of women have, and a lot of questions they have right in the beginning, is how do I know my baby's getting enough milk? Am I producing enough? How do I know? How much should I expect? And these kind of questions will drive someone crazy because they worry, and then they start to supplement with formula, which kind of starts you in a downward cycle. So the important thing to remember with a newborn, the stomach is only as big as a large marble.
Seriously? Hang on. So this is how big an infant's
newborn stomach, and by
is?
10 days, their stomach is only about as big as a large egg. So when you look at a bottle and it's several ounces, babies aren't expected to eat that much right away.
Wow, I did not know this.
Yeah. And so babies also in the beginning, they want to eat constantly, every hour, every 2 hours, and that's important, especially when you're breastfeeding. It helps you establish your supply. It's not a sign you're not producing enough. It's a sign that baby's helping to stimulate production, establish breastfeeding, and keep you on a good momentum forward.
Right. How long should a mom be breastfeeding a child?
The World Health Organization recommends exclusive breastfeeding up till 6 months of age. That means no water, no formula, no food until 6 months, and then continuing until up to 2 years or longer if mom and baby are still satisfied.
Because I know some parents, some moms who say they'll go 2 years, and even longer than that.
That is the worldwide global recommendation. Unfortunately, in the United States, unfortunately state-by-state basis, we are much lower in our breastfeeding rates than that, but it's totally normal, it's the best thing for baby, and it's totally fine to continue because babies get immunity and antibodies in that milk that cannot possibly be replicated elsewhere.
And the reality of Hawaii in a lot of places is moms sometimes have to go back to work.
That's right, and one of the most important things to understand when you're working with your employer is set up your return to work plan before you even go on leave. Invest in a breast pump. When you have under the Affordable Care Act now, private commercial insurers will provide a breast pump for free. That's covered under your insurance plan. And now, thanks to a new law that was just signed into effect July 1st in Hawaii, employers with 20 or more employees now have to also provide a private, clean place for their employees to express milk.
What happens if they don't follow through?
If they don't, there's a $500 fine per occurrence. However, we don't want to penalize employers who are trying to do the right thing and trying to get into compliance with the law. So we're here to work with employers, help them to establish a place, adapt their accommodations, and just make sure it's good for everybody.
And it's not as hard as maybe an employer might think to designate this area and the space required for this to happen.
It's really not. Even for employers like the bus, there's things they can do, such as get an electric adapter for the bus, a privacy shield around. They could take a break, a 15-minute break, get right back on the road. It's totally doable. Okay, big week coming up on August 1st through the 7th. It's World Breastfeeding Week set for that week, and there's a big event coming up as well. Yes,
the big latch on.
Yes, the big latch on. So we invite women to come to our website and get the details. But on August 2nd and 3rd, there will be events throughout the state where we get a lot of women together and helping to set a world record for the most women breastfeeding at the same time.
All right, so if you need more information, go to the website or also call the number on the screen, 888-951-661. All right, Lisa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, we knew that Olena and Kanoe weren't going to be here today, so we're all looking around and said, I'll do it.
Well, I love when men can get comfortable with this because it is the most basic thing that we all need to know.
It is our responsibility as well as fathers. All right, thank you very much, Lisa. Before we go, we want to see